All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to Recruiting Unfiltered with your host, Najeh Wilkins, man. Super excited. Got a jam-packed show for you guys today, man. We're going to be talking to Deron Foster and our second segment of the show, man, talking to ladies about Valdosta, recruiting, and obviously his journey. And then we're going to start off the show, man, with a big hitter, front runner that obviously hosts for DawgsHQ. Does a great job, not only covering recruiting, but also team stuff, baseball, football, basketball. Bring them on the show, man. Talk the latest going on with the Dogs. So without further ado, let's welcome on to the show, Jeremy Johnson of DawgsHQ. What's going on, brother? I think you muted.
Oh, man. What a start. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Let me do something about this light because I can't see you. Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir. All right, man. I'm going to let Jeremy adjust his lighting, man, while we wait for him, man. But while we're waiting for him, we'll talk a little bit about the Dogs, right? So what's going on with, obviously, Georgia football? So biggest things I want to ask Jeremy, obviously, is the QB2 position, which we'll get into, obviously, and what's going on there? Because they're saying Ryan Puglisi's obviously was QB2, but Hezekiah Melender, obviously Ryan Montgomery, these guys have come in and they've really given a competition. So I'm curious to see what he thinks about that. And then kind of they're saying this is a potential championship roster for Georgia, right? So what does the roster kind of look like right now? Will they start any true freshmen this year? Kind of how does that look? And then next thing I kind of want to know is just how is the recruiting looking? Who are they kind of locking in on right now for Georgia, guys? They have 9 recruits, but there's more obviously into the fold. And I can't wait to ask about that. Jeremy, if you're good, just give me thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. He's good. Okay, I want to make sure. All right. What's going on?
Got a little better, but But how you doing, man? I appreciate you having me on. Love the show. Love everything you guys do, man. You've been a big supporter for a long time, so I appreciate you having me.
For sure, man. Anytime, man. I got to get into my Georgia roots, man, and see what's going on with Georgia, man. I know you've been cutting for a long time, man, so I know you always keep it candid. You tell us the real, man. So I had to get you on the show.
I appreciate you. Got a lot of things going on. Got baseball, got recruiting, got spring ball that just ended, man. So it's that part of the year where it's just like I'm looking up and looking in every direction that I can right now.
100%, a lot going on. But let's start with just we'll talk spring ball and obviously team ball here first, and then we'll get into some recruiting, Jeremy. But I will talk with team ball. First off, I want to know from the A-Day scrimmage, or not A-Day scrimmage, the G-Day scrimmage, what was your biggest takeaways? Who really caught your eye from obviously the spring game?
Man, the first thing I noticed was how deep Georgia is. I mean, they recruit, a little differently than everybody. I kind of think their approach is unique at this point just because of, you don't really hear Georgia going and getting they get 5 stars, but they don't get the guys that, their recruitments turn into NIL recruitments. Georgia doesn't play that game, and that's not a secret. But they do kind of find ways to fill their roster with guys who, want to be there, first of all. And second of all, they find guys that, are okay maybe being backups for a year or two. And some of those guys are developing really fast. And that was the main thing I noticed at Georgia on Saturday was just how deep their roster is. I mean, there's guys like Jonte Gilbert, who was a 4-star that, we all covered that we hadn't really talked a lot about from him getting playing time standpoint, but he went out and put 30-something good snaps on tape on Saturday. So you start looking around at that roster and you're like, okay, well, I get it. Because like there's 35 4-stars that are here that, may not have had the big top 100 ranking that are really good football players that have kind of been in that system for a year or two that have kind of grown up a little bit. And I think, that's kind of where the roster is kind of what Kirby Smart wants to do is out depth people. You don't necessarily get the big splash impactful player, but they have a lot of really good football players. So to me, I was really impressed with Tyreek Green. Everyone knows he was a running back at Buford. He had the great state championship game, but he's a monster as a defensive back. He plays some cornerback, which I had never seen him play cornerback. But he went out there and he was a starter at cornerback on Saturday. Made a couple plays, had a pick. He played safety as well. I mean, that's a guy that, maybe people thought would redshirt for a year, but you're looking around and you're like, man, this dude is too good to keep off the football field. So he may find himself playing a big role for Georgia this year at some point. Craig Dandridge is another guy that, me and you have both kind of seen him for a long time in the state of Georgia. He just out there making plays. I mean, that he's going to be a guy that same situation where you thought he might be sitting for a year. He's too good to just be sitting over there on the sideline. So there's a couple guys. Those two, Dante Dowdell really stood out. He's kind of been typecast as a big, powerful running back, but he's got some juice to him. He jumped over a guy on Saturday. So when you start seeing people do that, it's like, okay, I didn't know he had that. So Georgia's deep. That's my major, most profound takeaway I can give you.
Got you. Now, to those that say that maybe there's some concern on the back end in terms of, I guess, depth, you kind of just said like, hey, there's a couple freshmen that could potentially, see the field or have some kind of playing time with young players, and Jonte Gilbert and Tariq Green. What would you say to the depth, maybe concerns at safety or corner, or do you think that there is none?
I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think Georgia addressed that. There was an issue, but they addressed it. I mean, they were as aggressive as anybody in the safety market. You talk about bringing in four guys from the freshman class, and then you go and get three guys who can play safety in the transfer portal: Khalil Barnes, Jamarly Riddle. There's one more that I'm missing. I know Gentry Williams has played some safety. He was a safety in high school. So then you get Tyree Green, you got Jordan Smith, you got Blake Stewart coming in, and then you still got KJ Bolden. I mean, you just throw that group on the field and just mix it up and see who comes out, and that's your starting rotation, because that's going to be a really good group of football players. That's 6 really good players that were not on Georgia's roster last year.
Exactly. All right, staying on the defense, let's talk D-line real quick, Jeremy. What's your thoughts there? How are they looking this year? I heard a name that was popping out a lot. I was reading some of your articles, man. Chase Linton was a name that was obviously picking up some steam. But what's your overall thoughts on D-line?
The D-line, they look good. They're deep. They're also, we don't use that word a lot tonight if we're going to talk about Georgia football. They're very deep. Obviously, the starters are going to be Xavier McLeod. You're going to have, eventually, they're going to get Jordan Hall back, who had a knee injury in the Florida game, I believe it was. And, spent most of the offseason kind of rehabbing there. He'll probably be ready around camp to get back involved. But Elijah Griffin, there's a young freshman that his name is Valden Song. He didn't really pop like we thought he would on G-Day, but he's a name that is getting a lot of noise around Athens. That's got a chance to be really special. And it'll be a matter of time before he starts to play a role. We'll see where his, role will be his freshman year, but his ceiling is just otherworldly. Chase Linton would be a guy that, I think with the injury of Amarius Williams and, Gabe Harris being out, he got a lot of reps this spring, and I think he kind of has matured and grown into what he's going to be. I think he's going to play a big role for Georgia. He made some plays in the scrimmage the other day as well. So very fast, very athletic, long guy. But I think I like about Chase is his makeup. I think he's built with the right stuff mentally. So I think he'll be a guy that eventually will be a leader on that defense. Obviously Quintavious is the captain right now. I mean, I think people kind of, looked at his stats and saw what his sack numbers were and just misunderstood the entirety of what you're getting from Quintavious Johnson as a football player right now. I think he's very elite against the run, but also he creates pressure off the edge, but he's also able to, set the edge and, be able to make plays in the run game. Like, that's an NFL trait that he will play on Sunday for a long time doing what he's doing. So I think Georgia probably has 5 guys in that rotation with guys who not only will get drafted, who will have long careers on Sunday. So it's a deep group. And it's a group of very talented guys with a lot of versatility.
All right, and then linebacker position, Jeremy. Obviously, Justin Williams. I've heard that name a little bit, but how does linebacker feel? What do you think about that group?
Yeah, they're coming along. Raylan Wilson didn't get to play Saturday, but we know what Raylan Wilson is. Raylan Wilson's played 3 years of football at Georgia. He's a tough dude, fast, physical. He's a leader. He's got a big personality. Everybody seems to really like him. So he'll kind of be the guy that eases a little bit of that loss of C.J. Allen. Having him kind of be the green dot guy. But, I think Justin Williams will get an opportunity to do that too. Justin's got a big personality, very likable guy, fast, athletic. He's a little bigger than Raylan. He can get in there and, he can be an impactful player as a blitzer as well. So, I think he's the guy that you're going to look up and say, okay, well, he took the biggest leap from, where he was prior to this season to by the end of the season. You're talking about a guy who could probably be a high draft pick himself, you know, in one season. So he's played a little bit. He's got a little bit of experience, but I think he's going to be the one that breaks out from this group that they currently have. Obviously, Chris Cole can play inside as well. He plays off ball, plays at the edge a little bit as well. So, you know, if all else fails, Chris Cole can go in there and play too. So Georgia's like we said, stacked and deep, and that will continue to be the case in Athens.
Okay, I need a one word answer on this one, man. Do you feel like this is a national championship contender roster? Yes or no?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, we're gonna leave that there. We said yes. I've heard multiple people that cover Georgia say that. So that goes to tell y'all as they're watching at home. Okay. Now let's go to the nitty-gritty, Jeremy. We're gonna go off the side of the ball.
Okay.
What's going on with QB2, man? I know Gunner got it locked up in QB1. We're not worried. Redshirt, a senior, he got that. We know all that. We know how talented Gunner started is, but I'm hearing Hezekiah Melinder and Ryan Montgomery is challenging Ryan Puglisi a little bit. What's kind of going on there, Jeremy?
I mean, I think Ryan Puglisi, you know, we don't really know exactly what the whole picture is because, I mean, they had 15 practices and we probably saw 98% that we didn't see. So I think Ryan Puglisi is probably the safe, you know, right now as the backup guy, especially because he's played a little bit. But those other guys are coming. They're coming, and they're all getting better. You mentioned Hezekiah Melinder. He made some plays on Saturday. Ryan Montgomery made some plays. Coach Again's, you know, a guy that's been around the program. He won a state championship here in the state of Georgia, so at Perry High School. So he's a guy that, you know, has the trust of that staff. He's been around. He knows the system. And then the wild card of this whole thing to me is Bryson Beaver. A late add to the 2026 class. I don't think, you know, people are expecting a lot out of him, but he's got a lot of tools and a lot of traits that, you know, lend to being a potential starter in the SEC. You know, it remains to be seen how long it'll take him to become a starter potentially at Georgia. I don't know how much he'll factor into that battle next year, but, you know, he's got the chops. I mean, he's got the arm talent. He can play off platform. He can make throws on the run. He's a big guy, and he's already looked comfortable. And he's only been in the system. What is it? We're April right now. He's been in Athens for 4 months, so he didn't get to go through the recruiting process with Georgia. So he didn't sit in the meetings and watch, you know, Coach Bobo get on the board. He didn't get an opportunity to do all that because Georgia wasn't even on his board for most of his recruitment. So yeah, he's a guy that I'm intrigued by a lot just because of his raw ability and his ability to pick things up so quickly.
There it is. All right, y'all. Now let's go to one that you highlighted yourself, the wide receivers, right? Kirby said they got to grow up a little bit. So what's kind of your thoughts on the wide receiver? Very talented, Taylor, CJ Wiley, Landon Roldan, Jacoby White-Holton, who's been obviously a veteran there. They brought in Isaiah Kenyon from Georgia Tech. Just what's your thoughts on this wide receiver room?
I mean, a lot of talent. I mean, they got a lot of talent. Isaiah Kenyon is going to have a big role. I mean, they brought him here. They brought him to Georgia for a reason. He's a guy that, you know, can run. He's a big physical guy. You know, you start thinking about what Kobe Young did for Georgia's offense last year when he was healthy. Hey, Gunner Stock can raise up and throw a screen out there and let that dude go and do what he does. That's what Isaiah Kenyon is going to be for Georgia this year. He's a deep threat too. He can run and make plays down the football field, but, you know, that's not easy guy to tackle. He's 6'3", 215, 220 pounds. He's not a small receiver. So I think they'll utilize him a lot. London Humphreys is back. Jacoby White's a guy that we're familiar with around here that has made a lot of plays at the high school level that's about to get his opportunity to make some plays at Georgia. Those are the veterans that, you know, kind of stabilize that thing. But then you got the young guys. You got CJ Wiley. You got Landon Roldan. You got Tyler Williams. You got Taylor. You got Thomas Blackshear. They need a couple of those guys to be guys, like not just guys that are on the football field. They need them to be guys who make plays. They need them to be guys who make explosive plays because they all have that ability. CJ Wiley's, you know, a big body that can really run. Talon Taylor is as talented as a receiver in that class you'll see. He's a 5-star for a reason, and he's shown flashes of why. He's got that suddenness, that ability to just stop and start and create space, you know, just in and out of his routes that, you know, the really good ones have. So Landon Roldan is just, I mean, if you give him a crack, he can go 100 yards without you ever touching him. That's how fast he is. They got to find ways to get him the football. And then the other two guys are tough, physical, contested ball guys. Thomas Blackshear was, coming in. He didn't get an opportunity to go through spring last year. That's a guy that, we watch make plays on Friday nights that, he could play running back. He was a big physical presence, as a receiver. So, I'm wondering how much he's going to get involved, kind of in the slot or on the outside. He can do a lot, though. So they really need those guys to step up, and they really need, like Kirby said, to grow up a little bit because they're going to have opportunities. And if Georgia's going to win a championship, it's going to be because those guys are a big part of what's happening.
There it is. Last but not least, the running back. Obviously, we've seen Nate Frazier go down. Unfortunately, hopefully it's not serious. Dante Dardell is one you already mentioned. But how is the rest of that running back group looking with Bo Walker? Obviously, I know Jalen Lamar. If he's not there yet, I know he's about to get there. I'm not sure if he was there for the spring. But how does that room look a little bit?
The rooms, and we're going to use that word again, is deep. I mean, Dante Dowdle, we mentioned him. He's a new addition that, has already kind of made some noise. But you got the two guys that have been there, Nate Frazier and Chauncey Bowens. As far as I'm concerned, both of those guys will play on Sundays at some point. Nate Frazier was as highly recruited as they coming in. He's had 2 good solid years at Georgia. I think this is his breakout opportunity. Being year 3, he's comfortable in that system. He's added some size and some strength, and he's really kind of coming to his own, as a player. We'll see what happens with him. Chauncey Bowens is electric. He had a couple good runs on G-Day as well that, he's one of those guys you think he got tackled, and then he's so powerful and explosive that he can just reignite himself and find another 10 yards. And you're just like, wait, well, how did he get out of this tackle? He's got some shiftiness too. He's got good hands. Really fast guy once he gets to the open field. So also he's gotten a little more physical as well. Very powerful guy. I don't think the world has kind of realized what his upside is yet. I think, we kind of talk about Nate Frazier a lot, and Nate's great, and he's a great player, but Chauncey Bowen is a really good player as well. They both came in the same class. And then you got Dwight Phillips. Dwight Phillips is his father was an Olympian, and, he's been clocked at 4.2, and he can really run as well. We'll see how they use him, but, that speed, that type of speed, you just don't, you can't teach that. There's just kind of figure out ways to give him the football, no matter how he gets it. If you got to snap it to him, you can see that but he's just so fast and so electric with the ball in his hands. I'm sure he'll play a role. And then you got Bo Walker, one of the, shiftiest, little powerful backs that we've seen come out of Atlanta in a while. So I think he'll have a role at some point. And Jalen Lamar was as elite of a running back in the state of Georgia as there was last year in the recruiting. He's behind some guys, and I think I don't know how much of a role he'll play this year, but he'll have the opportunity to be a big part of it moving forward.
Period.
I think that's all of them. I think it's all of them, yeah.
Yeah, I think all of them. All right, so that's the team outlook. We appreciate Jeremy breaking all that down. He said it himself, man. He said this is the national championship roster. So I can't wait to follow him this year. I'm gonna try to follow George as much as I can. See what the Bulldogs got going, because y'all know they're gonna play Tech this year. So Georgia's been putting it on them last few years, 8 years in a row. I counted Jeremy. So hopefully we'll see a change another guard. But at least you'll see me in Athens this time, Jeremy.
Yeah. Hey, Georgia Tech has a nice roster, man. They are really recruiting the state of Georgia well. You see a lot of these guys they end up getting, and it's just like, man, if this guy's, I don't know how this guy's going unnoticed all this time. And Georgia Tech, right. You look up and they're signing with Georgia Tech. And I'm like, okay. And that's been happening the last 3 or 4 cycles. So Brent Key has, a lot of positives going on over there. I don't think, they've gotten the result that they want yet, but it's not far away. Now losing their, offensive coordinator and losing, the quarterback in waiting, Aaron Philo, is a stinger, but I don't think it necessarily, kind of kills the momentum, because I think the young Mendoza can really play as well. So I think you're going to see some opportunities of Georgia Tech being a contender in the ACC within the next year or so, if not this year.
That's from a DawgsHQ writer himself, man. Couldn't said it no better. He know ball. Jeremy knows ball. If y'all didn't know, Jeremy knows ball. All right. Speaking of, let's go recruiting, brother. What's going on with Georgia, man? Already having a pretty good start last year. I think you guys finished in the top 3, if I'm not mistaken, in the recruiting cycle. It was pretty good. How is things shaping up? Already non-recruit signed right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's we're getting to that part of the year where you start to kind of find out who the real targets are. Obviously from November until what'll be the first part of April is kind of you just get offers thrown all over the place, and guys kind of come in during the spring and take a look, and in on May 16th is kind of that first of the all right, here are the big visits. It'll be the scavenger hunt where some of the big targets will be in town, and then the week after that is official visits. And the way recruiting is now, by the end of the summer, your whole class is done. So I think that's kind of where we're on that doorstep. And there's a couple guys that are you're starting to see Georgia start to kind of pick up the heat. One of those guys is Jackson Dollar, a really special tight end, very, very versatile as a pass catcher. Probably one of the better pass catching tight ends that have come out of high school football in the last couple of years. In my opinion, just kind of watching him a little bit. Georgia made a move for him over the last couple of weeks, and that's a big one, and I think that's one that's going to have a lot of buzz over the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of guys that we'll find out about here in the next couple of weeks that it's just a matter of who's going to be a take and who's going to be on campus for official visits over the next couple of weeks. That's kind of the main thing right now.
It is. Who's your favorite recruit right now? You would say, Jeremy, out of the ones they have committed.
Out of Georgia's commits,
yeah, who's your favorite right now?
Kamon Spell is special. I mean, when you start thinking about Georgia and you start thinking about the great running backs that Georgia has had, I mean, he's kind of got a lot of those traits. I mean, he can hit a home run from anywhere. I mean, there's been times where he's clearly about to score and then he just turns back to run a guy over. I'm just like, oh, this dude got a little different. He got a different nasty about him. Like that's unusual for a running back. I mean, a lot of these guys now just kind of, they protect the bodies, and I think that's a good idea to protect your body because you only get so many. There's a number that you hit as a running back when it comes to carries, and once you get past that number, your value does this. So
yeah, you're right.
For him to have that nastiness about him, I found that as a okay. I can see where the attraction is for Georgia, and also he plays the safety, and he plays safety. He's not just a guy that's just out there because he's a really good athlete. He's like back there like diagnosing plays. Like that's a guy that really understands football, and he can go up and he has those natural hands, and he catches the football with just ease, and he can that translates to him in the passing game too, being able to go out and catch those swing routes and taking it 80 yards, or going out and running the little whip routes and winning over the middle. So he's the one to me that I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this dude is the elite of the elite, in my opinion. So okay. I'm gonna go keep on spell there.
Saying on running backs, will Georgia take a third running back? I feel like highly likely no, but what do you think about that? Where does Andrew Beard kind of fall in that?
I think they probably will, and I think Andrew Beard is probably one of the guys they're looking at. Obviously, you got David Gabriel Georges. Sorry if I missed your name up, but young man out of Baylor High School in Tennessee that's a 5-star as well. That is also very special. Those are him and Andrew Beard are kind of the two that are, being heavily pursued at the moment.
There it is. Do you think they will take a quarterback recruit for this cycle, or probably not? I know they have a 2028 committed right now as well.
I think it kind of depends on the guy. I mean, if it's a guy that they really like, that is willing to come in and fight for the job, maybe. It also kind of depends on where things are with Jaden Wade, but you also can't really plan for that, because if you skip this class and then at the last minute Jaden Wade flips, okay, now what do you do? Because now you're behind on the 8, like, because Jared Curtis's flip, put you so far behind on the 2027 class that you started to go and fight for the 2028. So like, quarterbacks almost are done a year in advance at this point. So you have to wonder if, okay, do you just take a guy just to say you took a guy, but having Bryson Beaver kind of bridges that gap a little bit. So I don't necessarily think they have to, but if there's the right guy available that fits the mold of quarterbacks at Georgia and is willing to kind of fight for the job. Yeah, but we'll see. There's a couple guys they're recruiting. Colton Nussmeier, Peter Bork, Elijah Haven's making a decision this weekend. Georgia's is one of his top two. So there's three or four guys that I'm watching to see what happens.
Gotcha. Final for Jeremy, I'm gonna let you go. What underrated recruit do you feel like, or underrated? It doesn't have to be Georgia related, but you're always good at finding gems. Like I said, you always put players on who we need to keep an eye on for. Just maybe Georgia high school football, just underrated guys like Najeh. He might have a big year this year. Just give me a couple names that just come top of mind. You're always good at doing this. That's why I asked.
Oh man. Shoot, man. I know there's a young tackle at Columbia High School that I saw this week. Ja'Kai Bickham, that is 6'6", 265 pounds. Transferred in from I think he came from Woodland. I expect him to have a huge year. He's a guy that has a huge upside. He needed to get stronger. He needed to add some size, and I think he has done that. But he's a guy that has a lot of potential that I think by this time next year we'll be covering his recruitment pretty heavily because I think he'll get a bunch of offers. I mean, he's 6'6", he can move, he's an athletic guy. I'm trying to think of a skill guy. Oh man. Quentin Kent at Cartersville does not get a lot of hype that I really like his game.
Caden Kent? You talking about
Kent. Yeah, okay. The corner. He's a guy that doesn't get talked about a lot, but I feel like he's going to play in a lot of big games. And he's going to start to get noticed if he hasn't already. He's a really good football player. Shoot, man. I'm going to give you them two. Next time when you get back with me, I'll have a few more, though.
I bet, man. I'll get with you right before the season starts.
Okay.
Okay. Last thing, Jeremy. I got to ask before I let you go, man. I might even make this my thumbnail, my title, whatever, and put this out. But 2014 playoff. I got to get your thoughts before I bring on Deron Foster. 24 teams is crazy. I'm like, it's too much. 12 is cool.
12 is too much.
If you got to add 4 more, go 16. But after 16, that's it. 24. I got to get your thoughts.
24 is too much, man. And I think I get why they're doing it, but also it's like I'm a guy that grew up where every college football game on Saturday was a Super Bowl. And it didn't feel like the Super Bowl last year. I mean, you got a 3-loss Alabama that's fighting to get in at the end because they can, and they're in the SEC and they're Alabama, and it's like, okay, like why do we really need to see Oregon play? Who did they play? I don't remember who they Tulane maybe.
Yeah.
No, Ole Miss played Tulane. Do we need to see that? Like if we're talking about keeping players safer.
Yeah.
Did we really need those guys to play that game? Like, did we need that? I don't think we needed that to decide that. We didn't need it to decide that Indiana was the best team because I could have told you that when they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, I could have said, "Hey, that's the team right there."
Yeah.
I mean, to me, 8. If you wanted to, the 4 was enough for me. But if you wanted to add and say we're going to add and we're going to make this thing bigger, 8 would have been the number for me. Okay. The first 2 get a bye, and those 4 battle it out, and we leave out. We get 1 group of 5 in, and we ride like that because this what we got right now is it's too much football. And you talking about a guy who is obsessed with football? It's just too much football. When you start playing 16 games, that's too much football for anyone. And high school too. I think high school is the same way. High school football should not be 16 games of football. Yeah, you got a scrimmage, you got 10 regular season games, and to win a state championship, you got to win 5 games.
Yeah,
and then you play 7-on-7 all summer, and then you play a spring game. Like, do we want to be safer or do we want more football? Because the two don't go together in a lot of cases, and I feel like that's where we are as a society, that we want more football, but then we say we want less injuries and less. More is not always better, and football is one of those sports that it's just like there's no way to safely survive football. So I don't know. I got on a soapbox, but it really bothers me that we, as a society, we say, well, we want to keep these players safe,
Right.
and then we're gonna be mad when they start load managing because that's coming. We're gonna be mad. We're gonna say, well, that's dumb. Why are they load managing? I'm gonna be like, well, they can lose a game or two now, and they'll be fine
Okay.
because injuries have cost teams championships
Yeah.
over the last couple of years. So
Okay.
it is what it is. But if they go to, what did you say, 16? That's too much. That's too
Yeah.
much
They're
football.
24. They're trying to go 24. I said
24
six.
is way too much.
There it is, man. My great guy, man, Jeremy Johnson, man. If y'all like it, y'all like him coming on the show, man, let me know, man. Like, comment, subscribe. He is busy, so he did take some time out of his day. He do a little secondary thing. He do that keeps him busy, man. So I appreciate him taking the time to let him go do that. But Jeremy, I'm gonna highlight you, brother. Appreciate you always coming on, man. And we'll talk soon.
Absolutely, man. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. All right, man. Jeremy Johnson, the DawgsHQ. Appreciate him coming on the show, man. We got the next guest ready to go. My guy, Deron Foster with the fresh cut. Fresh cut. Okay.
Hold on, I can't even hear you no more.
Oh man, can you hear me now?
Wait, I'm gonna join back.
Okay. He coming back. Probably because Jeremy left. One sec. I'm gonna bring him on. Let's see. While we wait on him. All right, there you go. I think we got him.
Okay,
Yes,
I can hear you
sir.
now.
All right, man. Fresh cut. Okay,
Hey.
Deron, I see you.
Gotta keep it clean.
Love that, brother. What's going on, man? How's everything going?
They going good, you know. We had good little conditioning this morning. Got after it. We could do a little thing called county fair. We do a whole bunch of football drills, footwork, bad drills, speed. It's a whole bunch of conditioning.
All right, y'all boys getting ready, man. The spring stuff is coming up, right? Spring schedule, right?
Yes, sir. We start next week.
Okay, what day y'all starting?
I want to say Tuesday to be exact.
All right, y'all starting on Tuesday. Y'all having a spring game or y'all just going on good on good?
We having a spring game. We going to New Manchester to where they do the jamboree.
Okay, y'all going to the jamboree. All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
All right, smooth. How you feel about the team this year?
Oh yeah, I feel real good. You know, my whole offense coming back, so we loaded.
Y'all loaded. Y'all boys gonna be ready to go.
We gonna light the scoreboard up this year.
I love that, man. Okay. All right, man. So I want to start a little bit with your journey, Deron. Great year last year, 1,300 yards rushing, man, 15 touchdowns, man. I want you to kind of play those outcomes, be a little bit of a self-critique. So I want you to go, what do you feel like you did good last year? And what do you feel like you need to improve to just take that next step?
I feel like I did good in my pass pro and my route running abilities. Like I practiced like the whole summer. Like me and Coach Fell, we talked about it. He was like, I need to become a complete back. So I stayed with the receivers the whole entire spring. And like I worked on my route running and my catching. So we was out there, and then he just kept telling me like we gotta have to be a complete back. So then I worked on my pass pro as well. But really the most thing I needed to work on a lot was my outside zone, like reading the path and stuff like that.
Got you. And kind of perfect that outside zone. Would you do a little bit more film study? Was it kind of locking
Yes,
in
sir.
with
You gotta really, it was more like a like during the individual drills at practice, like we ran a lot of those to help perfect it. Like reading the end and see if he inside, if he shade outside, and I cut it up.
There it is. What part of your game you feel like is the most underrated right now?
My route running. Like I can go out there. I can go out there and really route something up.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can throw you in the slide, we can throw you on the bottom.
Definitely.
You gonna win every time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. I like that, man. Let me ask you this. What was your first introduction to the sport of football, man? What was it, a moment? Was it your pops? Was it your mom's? Was it family member? What kind of got you going in the sport of football?
It was just, growing up, like my granddad was like literally he was really my go-to guy. So he put me on with the football, and then we started like I ain't even play flat no nothing. They put me straight out there to tackle football. So we got out there and I like fell in love with it. We just kept playing. And
Did
then
you
I
always
ended up like being real good at it. I was playing basketball at first, but then he was like, let's see if you're good at football. So I started playing football too.
Wow. Did you always start at running back or did you play another position?
I was playing quarterback. I played quarterback until I was 12.
Wow. And then you switched to running back.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What youth team you play for down there in Valdosta, man?
The Town Titans, TIT. Yes, sir. It's
TIT.
one of the best programs down here.
I love that, man. Walk me through a little bit, man. I know the pride down there is real big, man. It's something like South Georgia football, man. It's almost to a degree slept on, but the real ones know. What is it like being down there, man? Friday night, South Georgia, the whole community there. Walk me through like a Friday night there, man.
So like we'll start the day off. We'll have a little devotion. You know, Coach felt big on keeping God in your life. So because a lot of people don't really be going to church like that. So we start the day out with a little devotion, and then we go to class around like 3 o'clock. We'll get called out to the cafeteria. We'll run through like the opening script and through our plays and stuff like that. And then we'll head down to the catwalk. You know, all the fans be out there. Everybody be out there because it's really like down here is life of football. Everybody know football is really the biggest thing out here where everybody really come together and come out and support. So then we go out there, got the catwalk, a whole bunch of fans out there, people you've never seen before. Like it's really a big tradition. They just keep living it.
Love that. What? Okay, so you talk about the tradition, man. Let's talk about tradition and rivalry between you and Lowndes, man. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest rivalries in the country. What is
Definitely.
that like? That what is real classic, man? Those battles every year. You've been played in the pretty much all of them. So walk
Yes,
me through that
sir.
rivalry.
Like it's the beginning of the week, they'll start off with like football games, like full blown tackling each other. Like this the players can't play though. It's like the dupesters and stuff like that. Like they
Wow,
have basketball games, the football game. Like the basketball game probably be on the Tuesday, the football game would be on Thursday, the day before the game, and like them boys be out there tripping. They be out there getting after it. Like we'll all come out there and support. Like it's a big rivalry, but everybody's still like friends at the end of the day, you know. But then we go out there to the football field and the stadium just full. Like we had 31,000 people in there last year. Everything was filled up.
God, like 31,000 people.
31,000.
That's crazy, man. What was it like for you playing in the atmosphere like that?
It be so loud, like you really gotta lock in. Like that whole week of practice, we'll like, cause we be playing music and stuff like that. So we'll play music like the whole entire time so we can adjust. Cause like you never know. We gotta fight through adversity because we do hand signals and stuff. So really everybody gotta get the call. We make sure everybody get the call. We echoing it so everybody can know what's going on. You don't want to get out there and you don't know what's going on.
That's facts. You told me a little bit about Coach Felton. I want to ask you just your rapport, your relationship with him a little bit, man. What was it like playing for Coach Felton down there in Valdosta?
Really like me and Coach Felt clicked my 8th grade year when I won middle school player of the year. So really, we just stayed tight, and like my freshman year, we got real close because I was a young bat and I was making a lot of mistakes and stuff like that. So really, he rolled me like all throughout my years, and it's crazy. We on year 4 already, time flying. But like
Time
that's
flies.
Coach Phelps play a big part of my life. He like a father figure to me. Like if you go around and ask him, he'll be like, "Yo, that's my son. Like that's my dad for real, for real."
Wow, that's impactful. What would you say to others, or if you could tell your younger self you was a freshman making no mistakes, like what should freshmen know how to do, man, before they can get ready to play that varsity football? Would you say?
Really just know how to take coaching because they gonna put it on you. You just gotta be able to adjust to it because you might want to quit, you might want to give up, but don't give up because it ain't no hard feelings. It's just football.
Period. Walk me through. Okay, let's talk about this dynamic duo in the backfield. Nobody talk about it. What I ain't gonna say one of the best. Let's just go and say the best in the state. You and
Like, we the
Marquise
best in the
Fidel.
state. Me and my
Yeah,
boy
y'all the best.
Marquise.
Yes, sir, Marquise. Hey, y'all the best in the state. What makes y'all so good? Because it feels like you got certain things you can do. He got certain things to do. You roll the film. It's like I know why I stop both of these guys. Walk me through that.
Like me and Marquise, like everybody think like we really be trying to compete against each other, but really it's just a friendly. Like if he score 3, I gotta get out there and score 3. If I got a lot, then he feel like he gonna have to get a lot. So we really competing like every single time. Like whenever I get the ball, I'm trying to score. Whenever he get the ball, he's trying to score. Like if I got 3, he gonna try to get him 3. So really, we always competing. Like no matter what. Like we always going against each other at practice. We going against each other trying to get each other better.
Period. A game last year I want to talk about is Colquitt County. It was a close loss. Obviously, you know that's a big game for y'all in the region. you balled out though. You had over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, what was going on in that game, man? Where you just you couldn't be stopped.
It just I gotta give all the glory to my O line, first of all. Like them my guys up front. Me and Marquise, we be feeding them guys sometimes, like when we get a lot. But like we faced a lot of adversity that game. We was supposed to bounce back, but we didn't get that one. But it's all good. We going in there this year, so we definitely gonna handle that.
Y'all gonna be ready. All right.
Yes, sir.
So you talk about the Coca game. I gotta ask you, like, thought you guys were gonna go to the state championship. Y'all were that close. You lose to Buford. Like, what were some lessons you think you learned from that can help you guys? So this year, like you say, you return majority of offense, y'all can finish the deal.
Definitely. So I say really we just gotta stay focused. Like Coke again, like you just said, we was on the highway, we heard some players weren't playing, so we got a little too ahead of ourselves. We was already like 6-0, so we really just gotta stay humble throughout the season. Cause you never know what can happen. Like that game didn't go as planned for us, as you can see. And then we just had to fight adversity and we ended up coming out as region champs.
Period. There it is. All right. So talk about this year coming up. Obviously, spring is coming up. Give us some names we need to watch for. I know you guys are placing a couple of players besides you, Marquise. Who else we need to watch out for this year, man? Offensively or defensively this year?
Jamarion Mingo, receiver, number 18. You might have known he had the one-hand catch in the Wintersville game. And then we got Trip Perry, our quarterback. He gonna be that guy this year. He sat and waited his time, so this is year to shine. And then we got up front, we got my boy TJ Miley, and we got Adron Thomas, we got Jakias Nellums, Austin Spray. You know, we get out there, we ready to battle. Like them my guys. And on defense, we ain't got a lot of returning starters, but we gonna be real, real scrappy on defense. You just gonna see when we show up first game, we go up to Manchester. So we got Dorian Mathis, he plays safety. We got Ladarius McIntyre. He played corner. Got Kaden Holmes on the edge. And then a guy you need to look out for this year, got a kid named Kamari Dawson. He gonna be real big for us this year.
I heard that name. What position you play?
He play receiver.
Kamari Nelson.
Kamari Dawson.
Kamari Dawson. Okay. What year?
He in my grade. He class 27.
All right, Kamari
This is
Dawson.
you.
He played more slot
He
outside.
outside guy.
Outside guy. All right, man. I'm
Sir.
gonna keep loading. I'm gonna be following y'all this year, man. I'm following y'all this
Definitely.
year. Okay. All right. So we talked about the team, which I got coming up.
Oh, I can't forget my boy T Rich on the O line. He might get to me. But don't forget my boy T Rich. Tyler Richardson.
Tyler Richardson, T Rex.
Yes, sir.
All right, watch out for him too. What I know you take it game by game, man, but I feel like you guys scheduled a really tough schedule this year as well, like just non-region play. What is there any games like you're excited for? I know you like to play best of the best, but like any games that stand out to you?
I seen we got Booker T, team out of Jacksonville. Me and Kofel, we always love to play nationally good ranked teams, like that. So they coming down here from Jacksonville. I think they made it to the semifinals. I want to say they lost the Rams in semifinals. I want to say, so they're a real good team. We're looking forward to see them. And then we got Stockbridge. I've been hearing a lot about them boys. I think they'll be real good this year. And then first game of the year, we go gonna face a little adversity. We go outside our hometown. We go to Jones in Atlanta, I think. Think we go up there.
Okay. All right, man. It's gonna be a good one. All right, pretty good schedule. What's your favorite part about just playing the sport of football, man? What do you enjoy the most?
I love the game, like just football in general. Like being able to go out there and make plays, stands going crazy. The more closer I get with my teammates, creating that bond that can never be broken and stuff like that, and keeping these relationships with these coaches. With Coach Felt, like a lot of the coaches on the staff know each other real, real well because of that connection that Coach Felt have.
For sure. So obviously everything I get from this convo, just the camaraderie, the cohesion. Obviously, all you guys got there. What do you guys like to do for fun? Like, I mean, I know you guys team bond. You guys do bowling. You guys do I don't want to say sleepovers, but do you guys like travel this much? Like what do y'all what do y'all do just to, I guess, ingratiate yourselves together?
We do a lot of like practicing during the summer together, and then like during OTAs we'll stay the night and some places and we team bond. Coach Felt take our phones up, but that's the for the team bonding. Like people might be like, oh, they taking the phone, but like really, that's when you really team bond. That's how you make your team stronger, and that's how you fight together.
Period. What you like to do for fun, Deron?
I like to go fishing, and I do a little bit of swimming sometimes.
All right.
And I like to bowl. I'll be bowling a lot, like
What's
every
your what's
weekend. We got a bowling alley down here.
what's your best score? What's your best score?
I shot a 219 before.
19.
I be bowling a lot.
I see. That might be a good backup career, man.
Nah.
All right,
Love
my
it,
girl
bro.
like bowling. Okay, put me on game, man. Put me on game on like if I'm going down there, I'm gonna cover y'all. Y'all play. Let's say Wintersville. Y'all playing one of y'all top rivals, right? In region play. Where I need to go eat? Like, what's a good eat spot there?
Go to King of R&B. That's the spot.
Golden King of R&B.
Good soul food, everything you got there. Wings, yams, macaroni cheese, lamb chop, everything.
They play R&B music too.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. That's a gem right there. Okay. All right, go say it one more time. Golden King R&B.
King of R&B. It's
King of
just King of R&B.
King of R&B. All right, man. Appreciate you putting me on some game. What's been your favorite game you've ever played in, brother?
Uh, the Wintersville game, definitely. I ain't gonna lie. The Wintersville game. It be so rocky in there, like you can't really be hearing nothing. Like quarterback be having to scream with us sometimes.
Wow. Does it feel like college atmosphere almost?
Definitely. Like everything we got, cause we got, we got a big old stadium, we got the big jumbotron we just built and everything. So new speakers, like it's everything and like the fans is just be heckled in there.
Love that. All right, man. Couple more. I'm gonna let you go. Let's talk goals for this season, man. Let's go individually and then obviously the team. What do you want to accomplish this year, Deron?
I definitely want to get that 1,500-yard mark, and I want to break 30 touchdowns. Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, now, the 30 touchdowns, does that include? Cause we know your threat
Oh
catching
yeah,
the ball.
we going receive both total. I'm gonna hit
Boom.
20 rushing though for sure.
Okay. 30 total. Okay, I like that. All right, smooth. Now, go into the recruiting piece of it. I gotta ask this. I feel like you are, but you correct me if I'm wrong. But do you feel like you're underrated?
Yes, sir. I definitely do. People look at me and my boy Keys as like the size aspect, but really the size don't matter. It's about the heart in you. Like we be going against top ranked players in the nation, and then you see what going on. You see the film and stuff like that. You see what the stats we put up. So really, that just tell it all.
With that kind of chip on your shoulder, do you feel like that? I wouldn't say makes you better, but do you feel like that helps you out more in the football field, knowing like, yo,
Yes,
people
sir.
want me through
Definitely,
that size? Yep, go ahead.
definitely. I say that definitely helped me because like that just make me go harder.
Period. All right. What do you think? I know you talked about route running earlier, but what do you feel like you bring to the table that maybe other backs don't, that are whatever rated, everything like that? What do you feel like you or Keys brings to the table that, yo, y'all should stop sleeping on this? Like we bring this to the table that nobody else does.
Everything like our catching ability, our route running ability, the way our vision is, and then we just worked on our top end speed. If you go look at the film, none of us got caught. Like when we broke out, none of us got caught. And then I hit 21 miles right on the catapult this year.
Wow.
So we really been working behind the scenes.
Okay. How y'all stay healthy, man? Like what do you do to just kind of keep your body? Because you take a lot of hits. How do you keep your
So
body just fine?
so felt be forcing us to get in the ice. Oh, that's man like after the game. I be trying to run away. I don't want to get in the ice. We have to get in the ice.
Ooh,
We get in
even
the ice,
after
we get
cold game
on
too.
the boots, everything.
Ooh, even after cold game.
Yup. It
Oh,
don't even matter. Cause we got a training room in our facility. So it was just going there and then getting the ice bath, a tub in there.
gosh. All right. So get the ice bath to keep you fresh, man. All right. Let's talk a little bit, man. What's the latest going on with your recruitment, Deron? Who's some schools just after you heavy right now?
Uh Stanford, Liberty just got in there, Oregon State, um, Georgia Tech been hitting me a little bit hard. Louisville been in there. Georgia State stay on me every day. Oregon State, if I didn't already said it, but them a lot of the schools that's been hitting me up lately.
Which ones just, obviously not revealing no top schoolers, but which ones do you like? I would say.
I really like all of them. Like all the coaches there, like they bond. Like all of them just really call me a lot, and they just tell me how they can develop me as a player, how I fit in the system. So it's really all been crazy right now. So I ain't been on the OVs yet for real. So
Facts. I think I seen you got an OV for state on the 11th of June, I think.
yes,
And then you
sir.
got one on the 18th as well. Well, what's your OVs looking like?
I got Liberty the 5th through the 7th. Stanford May 28th through the 31st, and I got Georgia State the 11th, and then Oregon State the 18th through the 20th in June.
Got you. Let's talk about those four that you got scheduled. Let's talk about each individual school just real quick. Just give me just a thought what you like on the school. Let's go first Stanford.
I really rock with the running back coach, Coach Agnew. Like he a real good dude, and he called me, check on me. He always write me. He always makes sure I'm doing good in the classroom and on the field. He send me videos of how he coaching the boys, coaching the guys up. So really,
Okay. Georgia State.
Coach David, I really rock with Coach David. He real good people, and I went up there. He showed me like what we could do together, and like we could bring that Aston Genty to Georgia State.
Ooh, I like that. That's one of your favorite running backs?
Yes, sir.
Ashton Genty. You kind of play like him too.
Definitely.
I see the resemblance. Okay. Oregon State, you said.
Oh yeah, Coach Marks and Coach Shelton, they stay on me. I rock with Coach Marcus, Coach Shep. Coach Shep, the head coach, he was recently at Alabama, and Coach Marks, he was at Washington that year when they made it to the Natty, I want to say. And
Got
like,
you.
you go
No, go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was gonna ask. I know we missed the school. What was that fourth one you said that you had scheduled OV with? It was one more.
Liberty.
Liberty. Yeah. What you like about Liberty?
Coach Isaac and Coach Ho. I recently went up there just a few days ago. I went up there. I had a great visit. Like just cause Liberty, you'll think like it's a small school, the campus ain't really you get up there, that's really like the campus is beautiful. Like and the coaches there, I love their energy, Coach Isaac and Coach Hope. They definitely good people. And Coach Hope actually played. So like that really stand out. I love coaches that actually play the game so they can understand where I'm coming from.
100%. Last two, you talked about Georgia Tech and obviously Louisville. I know they kind of been hitting you up a little bit more. Just real quick on Georgia Tech and then Louisville.
Georgia Tech, I recently went up there last weekend. I love the way they run the ball a lot, so I love that. Coach Smith, the running back coach up there. We talked it up last weekend. He was talking to me. We supposed to set up the OV sometime this week. And then with Louisville, coach, I was supposed to go up there, but something had happened, like something got in the way, so I ain't end up going up there. But he coming down this spring to see me, and then we'll get that OV set up this spring.
There it is, man. All right. That's it for recruit. Last thing, for whatever team you choose when it's time to choose, what would you like to say to the fan base? What are they getting in a player like Deron Foster? What makes you different? Not only as a player, I want to also talk about the man that you are as well. Cause I can tell you're a very good young man. So I want you to talk about that piece as well.
They getting a real good, respectful young man. I'm a game changer, but you just cut the film on, you can already see that. And then as well, I'm a real big community service guy. I'm always in the community giving back to the little kids. So I'll be out there in the community. They'll see my face a lot. And then really that's about it.
Last two, I'm gonna let you go. I want to talk about legacy. What kind of legacy you want to leave Deron before it's said and done at Valdosta? And they got close relationships with all the coaches. So we'll start there. And then just who you think are some of the best backs. We're gonna do college and NFL before I let you go. But let's start with legacy question first.
I want to definitely leave a legacy that I was one of the best running backs to come through Valdosta. I want the best player. Like when people bring my name up, everybody be like, "Yeah, that boy was him." I definitely want to leave that type of legacy, and I want to make sure that all the kids at the school know that size don't matter. You can still chase your dreams. I mean, you look at me, you can tell I'm only like 5'9", so that really don't mean nothing. You turn the game on. Yeah, them linebackers 6 feet, but can they tackle me though?
Right. Now you making a miss in the phone booth, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then last one, just who you think is some of the best backs right now in college football, NFL? I know you're talking about Ashton Jeanty, but I want to see what you think about.
Right now I love Q1 Lacey right now. That's my guy in the college. I really love Q1 Lacey. He balled last year. Like he balled all last year. He popped it. That way he put the bats on them. He put the bats back on the map.
He definitely did. And then NFL.
NFL, I like Saquon and Jameer Gibbs.
What you like about them two?
I love Saquon, the way he just run the ball. Like he run like a madman, stuff like that. He always find a way to make somebody miss. And Jameer Gibbs, like, he's just all over the place, like me and Keys. Like, he a complete bat. He can get out there in the backfield, line up in the slide. He can get out there, make a man miss, run the route, catch the ball. Like his breakaway speed.
Facts. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. Deron, anybody you want to shout out, brother? Or any last comments you got before I let you go, brother?
Shout out to Coach Felt and my team, man. Discipline, attitude, toughness, effort. They're my 4 core values, man. We live by it.
Period, man. Well, hey, this is a great Deron Foster. He's gonna be on your TV screen here soon enough. So y'all make sure y'all game, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Deron Foster. Appreciate you coming on to the show, man. Great young man. As y'all can see, man. Obviously young, respectable. Don't always see that, brother. But appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We'll see you guys next Thursday for Recruiting Unfiltered. No basketball show today, but we'll be back next week. We should have Javon Finley on, okay? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype in the video, and I'll see you guys next Thursday. Peace.